Ok, chicos, hoy vamos a aprender de 4.2 stem changing verbs. So I'm going to take some notes, and then you guys need to copy these notes and then submit proof of your notes on Google Classroom. And then you're going to use these notes to help you do the practice. So we've already done ear, okay, which was 4.1. So 4.2 is stem changing verbs. Now, these have the same ending as, just adjusting my camera here. They have the same endings as regular ER verbs, but they change in the stem. So we are going to show you what a stem is, and then also I'm going to upload this page to Google Classroom so you guys can see this explained as well and use that as you do your homework. Okay, so, oh my God, I'm sorry. There's not an earthquake. Okay, so there's two kinds. There's stems that change from E to IE, and then there's ones that change from O to UE. Now you're probably wondering, what the heck is a stem? I thought we were talking about verbs. So if I was to show you the stem, so if I start with this word empezar, which means to start, I'm going to underline the stem. Now, what do you think the stem is? The stem is the root or the stem. And we're going to classify this as the stem because that's the E. And because we know that this falls into one of these categories, E to IE, you're going to change this E to IE. So you're going to say empiezo. So this E changes to IE. And then we use the end for yo. I start. Okay? You guys are also going to need to learn what these verbs mean, which I'll also upload. You're going to use the verbs column on the vocab page. All right, so that's an AR verb, and so we use the endings for AR verbs. But if we do an ER verb, like volver, okay, which means to return, okay, where is the stem in volver? Well, we know it's not an E stem because this is not in the stem. That's the ending. And we know that there are some that change O to UE, so O is the stem. So we're going to change it to, if I was to say yo, I would change it to UE. Yo vuelvo, I return. Okay? So those ones are the two changes, and you're just going to have to memorize, like, how do I recognize? You're going to have to recognize, oh, empezar, I know that's a stem changer. I know it has an E, so it changes E to IE. Okay, so I'm going to use the empezar as our model, and then I'm going to write out a list of all the common stem changers. Okay, so if I was to conjugate empezar, which means to start. I'm going to use my little verb tree here. Yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, and then ellos, ellas, ustedes. So I have empezar, and it's going to end with O. So I say empiezo, because E changes to IE. Empiezas. Empieza. Empezamos. Now, that is important to note that verbs do not stem change with nosotros. Ever. Okay, so changes with all of the other pronouns, but not with nosotros. And then empiezan. So we keep everything the same, except we change the IE. Okay? All right, then I'm going to do volver, which is an ER verb, and it means to return. We're going to do yo, tu. Okay, so this one is an ER verb. So we're going to use the endings for ER verbs, not for AR verbs, because that wouldn't make any sense. And it's an O to UE stem changer. This one was an E to IE stem changer. So we're going to say vuelvo, and I changed that O to UE. Vuelves. Vuelve. Now, it does not change with nosotros, so we're going to keep the O. Volvemos. Does not change. Vuelven. Okay? All right, so that's how you change the stems. And I'm going to give you 2 lists of verbs that you need to learn. Okay, so I'm going to use a different color pen because that's always fun. I really hope you guys can't see my terrible lack of pedicure. You know, we're all struggling these days. Oh, shoot. Okay, so, and my very squeaky vintage chair. Okay, so we're going to do a list. These are common stem changers. These are ones you need to know what they mean and which stem change they have. Okay, so we have 2 categories. What are the 2 categories? E to IE and O to UE. Okay. So first we have cerrar, which means to close. Then we have comenzar, which means to commence or begin. Interesting, because commencement means like graduation, which is like the end. Anyway, empezar means to start. Entender means to understand. Okay, we're going to start over here with O to UE. Almorzar, does anyone, that should sound familiar. It means to lunch, to do lunch, to have lunch. Because almuerzo is lunch, the noun. Contar, which means to count, like count your money. Or to tell, like to tell a story. Dormir, which is, I'm sure a lot of you are doing this, to sleep. So it changes duermo, O to UE. Encontrar, which means to find. Okay, I'm going to change the page here and continue the list on the next page. So if you need to pause, go ahead and do that. Okay, so E to IE, O to UE. If you guys could see me, I'm definitely like straddling the tripod. It's a good look. Okay, so we stopped with, so we've got pensar, which means to think. So this would become pienso, I think. Perder, to lose, like we're all losing our minds right now, or to miss. Okay, then we have preferir, that's a cognate. That means to prefer. And querer, a very important one, which means to want, like to want something, or to love. So when you say you love someone, you say te quiero, I love you. I want you. Okay, then we have, on the other side, we have mostrar, which means show me, to show. I think in class I've said muéstrame, which means show me. Poder, which is to be able to, or can, Like, yo puedo ir al baño. Can I go to the bathroom? Recordar. To remember. Will you remember any of this come August? I don't know. And volver, which means to return. Okay. We also have jugar, which is one that goes really well with this chapter, means to play. And it changes jugar, if I was doing it with yo, would then become juego. So you add that E after the U. So it'd be tu juegas, etc. Okay, so you guys are going to need to use these notes, take these notes, submit a picture, and then use these notes to do your practice. You guys are going to have a quiz on this in a week, so please make sure you're studying. May says good luck. May dice adios.